The storms of Dakar never rested. Lightning cracked across its skies every night. Rivers boiled under rolling thunder, and winds howled like wolves across endless plains. Few dared to land here. But Captain Elias Ree had never been one to turn away from danger. For 30 years, Elias had fought wars across the Rim colonies. He was known by many names: the Iron Will of Vega, the Ghost Captain of Orion's Reach, and the man who fought an armada with one cruiser. But none of those names prepared him for the one he was about to iron on this storm world. His mission was simple: establish a relay outpost on Dakar, a lonely planet that sat like a sentinel at the edge of human space. But simple missions had a way of becoming legends. It began during the first plasma storm. Elias's survey team had barely finished setting up when the sky tore open. Lightning bolts struck like hammers, so bright they blinded senses, and a wall of wind almost toppled the landing craft. His soldiers scrambled for cover, shouting through static-filled comms. And then, it appeared. Out of the storm walked a creature taller than 3 men, its silver scales shining with lightning that danced across its body. Its eyes glowed like pale suns, and every step shook the ground as though the storm itself moved with it. The soldiers raised rifles in panic, but Elias raised a hand. Something about the way it moved. It was not a mindless beast. It was watching, studying. The storm around them quieted. Lightning bent toward the creature, then faded, as if obeying it. A voice rolled through the translators, deep as thunder over oceans. Breaker of death. The soldiers froze. Elias narrowed his eyes. You can speak. The being lowered its massive head, electric arcs flickering across its jaw. Its voice rumbled like a storm trapped in stone. You carry storms within you. You end, and you preserve. You do not fade. You are Stormkin. Elias said nothing at first. He had seen war. He had ended lives. He had saved others by sacrifice. He carried storms inside, though he never gave them a name. Somehow, this creature could see it. Should I fear you? Elias asked quietly. The sentinel's laugh rolled like thunder across the plain. Fear feeds storms. You are not prey. You are storm brother. From that night, Elias was not alone on Dakar. Over the next months, the creature returned. It called itself Zevran. Sometimes it appeared high in the storm clouds, its glowing eyes watching silently. Other times, it came close to the human outpost and spoke with Elias. They spoke of war, of sacrifice, of balance. Elias learned that Zevran's kind, the Phyrexians, were not monsters. They were guardians of the storm. They kept the skies alive, culling predators that grew too strong, protecting the cycle of life. Violence, they believed, was not cruelty. It was a tool to preserve balance. Elias understood that truth well. He had made impossible decisions, sacrificing one ship to save 10, pulling triggers that ended lives so others could live. The Phyrexians saw this storm inside him and recognized it. Zevran began calling him Ka-Thay, Storm Brother. Not death itself, but kin to it. One who wielded storms not with malice, but with purpose. The soldiers grew used to Zevran's visits. Some feared him still. Others whispered that Elias had tamed the storm. The captain never explained. Some things could not be explained. Then came the day everything changed. It was during dawn, though on Dakar dawn only meant the stormlight turned from red to gold. Zevran came to the outpost, but something was different. His silver scales were scorched. Lightning flickered weakly across his body. He was wounded. Behind him came 3 smaller shapes. Juveniles, young Phyrexians, their scales still soft, their sparks faint. They clung to Zevran's legs, eyes wide with fear. The devouring sky comes, Zevran rumbled, his voice low. My kin will not survive. I will turn the storm upon it, but I will not return. They are yours now. Elias's chest tightened. You would trust them to me. You are Storm Brother. You end, and you preserve. You will do what must be done. The devouring sky. Elias had read reports of it, a swarm of energy eaters that traveled across worlds, devouring everything, even storms, even guardians. Zevran would fight it, but Elias knew what that meant. A storm could hold back the swarm, maybe redirect it, but only at the cost of its own life. The younglings looked up at him, sparks trembling across their eyes. Elias felt the weight of the request. He nodded once. "I'll keep them safe." Zevran bowed his head. "Stormbrother." Then he left, vanishing into the horizon where the clouds boiled black. The next 7 days tested everything Elias had ever landed. He sheltered the 3 younglings in the outpost. His soldiers panicked, whispering that these creatures could kill them in seconds. Elias used every ounce of authority to calm them. "They are not our enemies," he told his men. "They are under my protection. That means they are under yours." The younglings, whom Elias named Sol, Awen, and Ve, were curious. They sniffed at human machines, hummed when the soldiers worked, and even played with scraps of metal, shaping lightning into small sparks that danced between their claws. At night, they curled near Elias's quarters, their low thunder hums a strange comfort. On the 4th day, long-range sensors picked up the swarm, a living wave of energy eaters, stretching for kilometers, devouring everything in its path. On the 6th day, they detected lightning like never before, storms colliding, thunderclaps so loud they shook the earth. Zevran was fighting. On the 7th day, the swarm shifted. The mass of biosignatures moved south, away from the younglings, away from the outpost. The storm roared louder, then faded. Zevran was gone. Elias waited, but the Guardian never returned. Weeks passed. The storms calmed, though never fully. The outpost grew. Humans brought more equipment, more people. Life continued. And then, one night, 3 shadows appeared at the edge of the lights. It was Sol, Awayan, and Ve. They had grown. Their scales shone harder now, their movements quicker, their sparks stronger. But when they saw Elias, they made the same sound they once had, soft thunder, purring like comfort. One of them stepped forward. Sol. Its mouth opened, and in broken human words, it whispered, "Stormbrother." Elias's throat tightened. He placed a hand against its silver scales. They stayed with him for an hour, humming their gratitude, then turned and vanished into the storm. He never saw them again. But in the years that followed, colonists spoke of strange things. Storms would strike down predators before they reached human villages. Travelers lost in the plains would see glowing eyes in the storm guiding them back. Farms struck by lightning would find their crops spared, as if the storm itself had chosen mercy. The Thrixians had not forgotten, and neither had Elias. When Elias finally retired from command, he was offered many titles: Admiral, Governor, Hero of Dakara. He refused them all, keeping only the name Zevran had given him, Stormbrother, for he understood something few in the galaxy did, that life and death were not enemies, but partners, that storms destroyed, but also gave rain, that violence could end, but also preserve. And perhaps that was what made humans different. Not their weapons, not their hunger for conquest, but their ability to see balance, to stand where others saw only destruction, and find kinship in it. On quiet nights, Elias would stand at the edge of the settlement, looking out across the endless plains of Dakara. And sometimes, when lightning split the sky, he thought he saw them, shadows of silver moving in the storm, watching, guarding, remembering. The storm had claimed Zevran, but it had given Elias something greater, a bond, a legacy, a name that would be whispered long after he was gone. Stormbrother.